It begins like any other morning. At 7 a.m., the world is running on autopilot, guided by an invisible hand. In Berlin, a student sits at a kitchen table, finishes a coffee, and prompts ChatGPT for an economic summary. The typing indicator pulses once, twice. Then, a silent, red error message. No explanation. Just a network failure. The student refreshes the tab. Nothing. A mile away, in a quiet office, a senior software developer opens Cursor to write a critical API bridge. He highlights the code blocks, hits Command K, and describes the function. The editor remains empty. The model does not respond. He writes a manual query to the LLM backend. Timeout. Nobody noticed at first. We have become so accustomed to the occasional cloud hiccup, the brief server outage, that the silence is registered only as an inconvenience. A minor glitch in a perfect, connected world. But the quietness is spreading, creeping through the fiber optic lines that wrap around the globe. In Paris, a corporate translator clicks run on a document batch. The translation API returns raw, unparsed text. In London, a user opens Spotify. The personal recommendations are gone. The home screen is a random list of baseline files. Instagram feed store, showing only cached frames. YouTube shows general landing pages with generic videos from months ago. The personalized internet, the predictive, responsive mirror that has shaped human attention for a decade, quietly turns off. No sirens. No flashing warning lights. Just a sudden, heavy static where the intelligence used to be. Millions of people stare at screens, waiting for the loading wheels to finish spinning. They do not realize they are looking at a carcass, a vast digital network whose core engine has suddenly stopped breathing. 8 a.m. 1 hour after the initial anomalies. The corporate structures begin to feel the pressure. It does not look like a cyber attack. No one is demanding ransom. The databases are intact. The servers are powered. But the models that run them are empty. First, customer support networks dissolve. Enterprise chat systems fail to resolve queries. Human staff, long accustomed to handling only the 5% of complex cases that AI could not solve, find themselves buried under thousands of basic incoming requests. The wait times scale from seconds to hours. Then, the banks notice. High-frequency trading algorithms fail to parse sentiment indicators from news feeds. Unable to assess risk, the automated systems default to safety, executing sell orders or halting transactions entirely. In the back offices, payment clearance queues start to stack. This is the invisible infrastructure of modern commerce. We believed that artificial intelligence was an accessory, a premium tier of software, a novelty to write emails, draft essays, or build avatars. But over the last decade, AI has been quietly woven into the foundation. It is the glue holding together the logistics chains, the fraud filters, the scheduling matrices, and the cloud capacity. When the AI vanishes, the machinery does not break. It simply slows down. A logistics hub in Ohio cannot prioritize shipping containers because the sorting optimizer is offline. Delivery drivers find their route mapping algorithms default to simple, uncoordinated point-to-point coordinates, causing gridlock in urban centers. At the airport gates, flight crew allocation networks fail to resolve scheduling conflicts. Everything begins to accumulate, like water behind a damaged dam. Nobody understood how much was running on autopilot until the autopilot was switched off. The modern world has been built on the assumption that the intelligence would always be there. A public utility, as reliable as the electrical current in the wall. But as the morning progresses, that utility is disappearing. Now, we look at the reality of where the intelligence resides. If you ask the average person where AI exists, they will point to their phone. They will show you translation utilities, image creators, and chatbots. They believe the impact of AI is visible. But the visible AI is only the topsoil. The real integration, the deep integration, is buried out of sight. It is in the municipal traffic control systems. Modern city traffic grids do not run on simple timers. They run on reinforcement learning algorithms that analyze vehicle queues in real time, adjusts lane intervals, and prevents gridlock before it forms. Without those algorithms, the lights default to basic, fixed schedules. Traffic backing up for miles at empty intersections. It is in the fraud detection networks of the financial system. Every second, millions of card transactions are cleared. A human cashier cannot verify if a signature matches, and a simple database cannot check the geographic context of every swipe. Machine learning models analyze these details in milliseconds. When the models stop, credit card networks default to aggressive risk parameters, rejecting valid cards, blocking purchases, and slowing retail commerce to a halt. It is in the energy grid. Electrical distribution is a balancing act. Power grids must match supply and demand in real time. AI predicts solar and wind generation, manages battery storage discharges, and reroutes electricity around damaged transformers. When the AI stops, the grid defaults to manual management. Engineers struggle to balance the system, leading to brownouts in high-demand zones. It is in the healthcare system. Radiologists use AI classifiers to highlight microfractures, identify shadows on lung scans, and flag early-stage tumors. The software does not replace the doctor. It acts as a second set of eyes that never grows tired. Without it, diagnostic pipelines slow down. The queue of scans waiting for manual human review grows longer. From the sorting facilities of Amazon to the recommendation feeds of Netflix, from the logistics routing of Uber to the forecasting models of the weather service, AI has become the nervous system of modern society. We did not build an alternative intelligence. We built a global infrastructure. A system that handles the millions of microscopic decisions that humans are too slow, too busy, or too few to make. And when those algorithms go silent, the silence is deafening. The dominoes do not fall all at once. They fall in a sequence. A delay in routing software delays a component delivery to a factory. The factory slows assembly, stalling the production line. The delayed product delays the maintenance of a cargo locomotive. The locomotive delay stalls the transport of grain across the continent. The grain stall strains the food supply network, leaving store shelves empty. Every system is connected. Every queue feeds another queue. Without the predictive algorithms balancing the load, the buffer zones between our critical systems begin to disappear. The margin for error shrinks to zero. In a hyper-connected world, a localized error does not remain local. It ripples through the network. It amplifies, growing larger with every transition, until the entire structure begins to flex under the weight of its own complexity. A quiet, cascading stagnation. By mid-afternoon, the congestion spreads to the cloud providers. Data packets, sent without automated routing optimization, search for paths through the internet. Bandwidth bottlenecks form in the undersea cables. Video streams buffer. Corporate video calls disconnect. Public websites load slowly, then drop offline. It is not a physical server collapse, but a communication choke. The lines are open, but the traffic controllers are gone. Global productivity drops, not because we lack tools, but because the coordination mechanism has evaporated. We have spent years debating the wrong question. We have argued about whether artificial intelligence will replace the human worker. We have wondered if the models will become conscious, if they will develop intent, if they will challenge our control. We miss the transition. The question is not whether AI can replace us. The question is whether we can still run the world without it. The systems we have built are now too fast for human reflexes. The data volumes are too large for human comprehension. The supply chains are too complex for manual coordination. We did not build a digital assistant. We built an external brain. And then, we handed it the keys to the engine room. If the systems were to stay dark, we would not simply go back to the way things were in the 90s. We do not have the staff. We do not have the habits. We do not have the maps. The knowledge of how to coordinate civilization manually has been archived, replaced by an automated layer that we can no longer explain. We thought we were building a tool. We accidentally built a dependency.